Since we're on the topic of diabetes, do you I'd love for you to kind of just briefly in a sentence or two explain them all. Because myself, and I'm certain I'm not the only one who doesn't really know the difference.
Right. Yeah, yeah. Yep. So type 1 diabetes is the one that is typically autoimmune cause, meaning that the body just doesn't make insulin. Insulin is what's needed. Let me even back up further. So with diabetes, what happens is when we eat or just naturally, our blood sugar will rise. So say, for example, an apple. You eat an apple, your blood sugar will rise because you've had some food, some calories in. And so what tends to happen naturally is then you naturally make the hormone insulin, and the insulin comes in to bring your blood sugar back down to a nice, steady, and balanced state. Our body is designed and likes to be steady and balanced. And so that's what insulin does. Well, in type 1 diabetes, these individuals don't make insulin. So they don't have anything. So they eat that apple and that sugar just stays up. And so it causes problems that they don't have anything to help it go down. So in those cases, they do, even as young as little children would have to be on insulin in those situations, because if our blood sugars stay up too high, it can actually be damaging to several of our organs in our body, and can be significantly impactful. So you do have to take insulin. So that's type 1. Now type 2 diabetes is the one that's caused by insulin resistance. And so what happens with this one is that you do make insulin. So typically your body, you eat that apple, like I say, blood sugar goes up, and typically your insulin naturally that you make would be able to take it down. But what happens over time with this condition is that because your insulin has been used so much, it tends to just not work as well anymore. So the more times consume things, typically say, your sugar was here, your insulin's going to bring it down to here. Well, now I may only be able to bring it down to there because it's just not working as well. So you're tending to get higher and higher blood sugar. So that's when you tend to, hear people say, well, my blood sugar was up, kind of thing, because your insulin has become resistant. So it's not working as well. That develops typically from lifestyle issues. So weight gain, diets that are high in processed carbohydrates, diets that are high in saturated fat will tend to promote this type 2 diabetes. And so that's the one that really can be impacted with our dietary changes, our lifestyle changes, in terms of that. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Okay.
100%.
Right.
Definitely. So that's what they mean by I have the one that can't be fixed or I have the one that can be fixed. That's why
Right.
they're saying
Yep.
that because
Yep. Exactly. Yeah.
okay.
hmm
Yeah, I didn't even
Yeah. Because
realize that.
type 1
I
people will
literally
will will still need insulin regardless. They're going to need it for life.
okay.
Yeah.
Wow, this is why I love podcasting so much because me, all transparency, had I didn't know which was which, but had like judgment on the individuals that now I know is diabetes 1 because in my head, I was like, they messed themselves up so bad that it's unfixable. I didn't know
Mm,
that it
yeah.
was
Yeah. And
just
I
their
will
body.
say insulin is used in type 2, the one that develops over time. It is used in those cases too. But what's typically happened is that because they have become so insulin resistant over time, because things, haven't been put into place to improve this condition, then their bodies just can't with the insulin that they make, their body is just doing nothing at that point. So then
Wow.
they do have to inject insulin.